France's next president will either be a man who's never previously stood for election or a woman whose far-right policies were once regarded by many as making her unelectable. But it's the supporters of Emmanuel Macron and Marine Le Pen who are celebrating victory on Sunday, having beaten the other 9 presidential hopefuls in the first round.
Les Français ont un choix très simple.
French people have a simple choice. Either we continue with total deregulation, with unprotected borders without consequences, unfair competition, mass immigration, and where the free movement of terrorists reigns, or you choose France with borders that protect our jobs, our purchasing power, our security, and our national identity.
Our country is going through some exceptional times, marked by terrorism, economic challenges and social suffering and environmental difficulties. It has responded wonderfully and on a massive scale. It has decided to make me come out on top of this first round.
François Fillon accepted personal responsibility for his defeat and urged his supporters to now back Macron.
The party of Marine Le Pen has a history of violence and intolerance, and its social and economic programme would lead the country into bankruptcy. And we'd leave the euro, which would have drastic consequences. We have no choice but to vote against the extreme right.
The 4 main candidates had appeared neck and neck all the way to polling day. Emmanuel Macron, the 39-year-old independent centrist candidate, ran a strong campaign promising investment in jobs, infrastructure and economic modernization. Marine Le Pen worked hard to reposition the far-right National Front as a party with broader, more moderate appeal, with the spotlight on immigration and the European Union. The campaign of right-wing François Fillon faltered on allegations of improper use of public funds, but he managed a late surge as polling day approached, promising public sector reform. And the clever, witty campaign by the far-left candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon won much admiration. Voters cast their ballots against a backdrop of a struggling economy, high unemployment, the continuous threat of attack, and a surge in populist politics across Europe and the United States. Whoever eventually becomes president of France will face enormous expectation.
We want our kids to have jobs. I still have a job, but one day or another it could happen that I become unemployed or something like that. We're in a situation where it's harder and harder for jobs, and having work is important.
This has been a hard-fought race with just 2 percentage points separating the 2 winners. The runoff in 2 weeks' time will be a straight face-off. The result, with implications far beyond France's borders, it puts a question mark against the future of the European Union and the single European currency, and it indicates the deep disillusionment with mainstream politics. This is a stunning outcome, a seismic shift in French politics. The traditional parties, the Socialists and the Republicans, have been humbled by the voters, and a new populist vision has held sway. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera, Paris.